Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Today we are going to look at reading, predicting outcomes. Predicting outcomes is a reading skill that allows a reader to make an educated guess about what the writer is trying to say. This helps you to read faster and understand the text better. Predicting outcomes is an important reading strategy. It allows students to use information from the text, such as titles, headings, pictures, and diagrams, to anticipate what will happen in the story, according to Bailey 2015. When making predictions, students envision what will come next in the text based on their prior knowledge. Predicting encourages children to actively think ahead and ask questions. It also allows students to understand the story better, make connection to what they are reading, and interact with the text. Making predictions is also a valuable strategy to improve reading comprehension. Students are able to make predictions about a story based on what they have already heard, read, or seen. This in turn will allow students to become actively involved in the reading process. To determine if their predictions are correct, students should be required to reread portions of the text to recall facts about the characters or events within the story. Pictures walks can serve as a tool to organize information within a story, which can also increase a child's comprehension. During a picture walk, students are able to activate their prior knowledge and connect the visual image in the story to their own personal experience. Students can also use a graphic organizer to predict the outcome of a story. They can do this by identifying clues within the text to predict how characters will behave and how significant problems in the story will solve. When using a graphic organizer, students are able to stay fully engaged in the story as they capture their thoughts in a logical way. It is important for teachers to encourage children to record clues that either support or deny their predictions. Teachers can allow students to revise their prediction in order to reflect on the clues that are found within the text. Making predictions encourages readers to use critical thinking and problem solving skills. Readers are given the opportunity to reflect and evaluate the text, thus extracting deeper meaning and comprehension skills. Students will also be more interested in the reading material when they connect their prior knowledge with the new information that is being learned. Tips for making prediction. While making an initial prediction is not too challenging, sticking to your prediction, even when your prediction is inaccurate, is difficult. Naturally, we want to make predictions that are correct. When we predict the outcome of the product or features we are working on, we want the result to show a positive impact. The impulse to report inaccurate results is dangerous but can be overcome. Now, let's look at what you need to know before teaching or doing predicting reading. Here are some of the strategies. Predicting requires the reader to do two things. One, use clues the author provided in the text, and use what he or she knows from personal experience or knowledge, which is schema. When readers combine these two things, they can make relevant logical prediction. When students make prediction, we want them to be able to justify their thinking. In their prediction, we want to hear students drawing from both the text and their own schema. Asking students to justify their prediction keeps them accountable for their thinking and helps them take their thinkings deeper. Readers should make prediction before, during, and after reading. There are several different kinds of prediction that a reader can make with a text. Readers can 1. Predict what the book will be about. Second, predict the author purpose. Third, predict future event in the books. Fourth, predict why an author included a specific text feature. 5. Predict what they will learn from the text or section within the text. And lastly, predict what would happen next at the end of the book if it were to continue. Predicting involves more than just trying to figure out what will happen next. In fact, predicting requires students to draw on a variety of other secondary skills. As students look for evidence for their prediction, they also ask themselves questions, reread the text, recall information given in the text, infer, and draw conclusions. Making prediction helps set the stage for students to monitor their own comprehension. Making predictions naturally encourages the reader to want to continue reading in order to find out if their prediction were correct or not. By making prediction and then reading on to see if those predictions were correct helps to let the students know if their thinking was on the right track. Using the prediction strategy correctly truly will result in comprehending the text more fully. The concept of predicting will most likely not to be new to students. Activating this skill while reading, however, may require some practice. Since students may not be stopping to make predictions as they read, explicit instruction to train students to do is essential. Example of a table to make a prediction. Write your prediction on the chart. Discuss why you make each prediction. Then, in the text evidence column, record evidence from the text that help inform your prediction. As you read, fill out the revise, refine, and reflect section for each prediction to note whether or not your predictions were correct and how it informed your thinking. Explain that as you reflect on your predictions, sometimes you need to refine or even revise your prediction based on the new information that the author may give you. In my prediction column, Trisha is not going to want to go to school anymore. The text evidence column, Trisha begins to feel different from the other kids because she can't read. And they make fun of her and she said she began to feel dumb. In reflect, revise, and refine column, the reflect section, sentence or evidence is, at first, my prediction was correct because Trisha didn't want to go to school when the other kids laughed at her. But then, that's all changed when Mr. Falker began to help her. She finally learned to read. And for refine and revise, now I think she's going to feel more confident at school. When first starting out, it might be helpful to give students some thinking prompts to help guide their predictions. Here are a few examples. 1. I think what will happen because of what. Next, I bet. Next, I'm guessing that what. Since what happened, I think that what will happen. Next, I think the character will what because of what. Lastly, I think I will learn. Another thing to focus on student while making prediction is helping student make logical prediction that make sense. Again, you will need to make model this specifically. Model both logical and not logical prediction. For example, when reading "Thank you, Mr. Falker," a logical prediction might be, since Tricia has been staying after school with Mr. Falker, I predict that she will finally learn how to read. A prediction that is not logical would be, I predict Tricia will read the book The Three Little Pigs. The second prediction does not use any text clues to form the prediction. Although it is about Tricia reading, nothing in the text suggests that the reading the Three Little Pigs would be logical prediction. Struggling readers often make predictions that are not logical by simply choosing something remotely related to the topic or even in the book. This is why it is so important to help students rely on text evidence when making prediction, as well as reflecting on each prediction. Helping students to use phrases such as, this prediction makes sense because in the text it says, or this is a logical prediction because. Model making prediction in both fictions and non-fiction texts. In fiction texts, help students to make prediction about what the book might be about, what might happen next, or what a character might say or do. In non-fiction, students can predict what they might learn from the text, what information will be included within headings and subheadings, the definition of new content word, or why author includes certain text features. The student's success in using this reading strategy begins with choosing anchor text. That's best support in making prediction. Here are some of the examples. That's all for today. Thank you everyone and stay safe.